Hey guys, I know I'm just a high school student, but I really believe our future will be shaped by self-driving cars. Alright, everyone, get ready because we're talking about the future of self-driving cars and how they're going to change our world. First, let's talk about the technology. Self-driving cars are no longer just a science fiction idea. Thanks to fast improvements in AI, sensors, and machine learning, these cars are becoming real. We're talking about cars that don't just help you drive, they can do all the driving by themselves. With Level 5 autonomy where the car drives itself completely coming soon, you might not even need to touch the wheel. Even though we're still early in this technology, with some cities already testing Level 2 and Level 3 cars, it's clear that the future is full of new ideas. Now, let's look at what this means for us. First, safety. Self-driving cars could really cut down on traffic accidents. Since AI makes quick decisions and removes human mistakes, we might see fewer crashes and more lives saved. Imagine a world where roads are safer because we let machines do the driving. But that's not all. These smart cars could also end traffic jams. By controlling speed and space between cars, self-driving cars can make traffic move more smoothly and get us where we need to go faster. Plus, they can choose the best routes on the spot, making our whole transportation system more efficient and less stressful. Self-driving cars will also change our cities. Parking as we know it could be very different. These cars could drop you off and then go park themselves or pick up someone else. This means we'd need fewer parking spaces in busy city areas, freeing up room for other things. And we'll need new infrastructure to support these cars, which could change how we design our cities. However, it's not all easy. There are challenges ahead, especially for jobs and the economy. As self-driving cars become more common, jobs like taxi and truck driving might be at risk. We might see more people losing these jobs, but new jobs could also appear in areas like engineering, maintenance, and data analysis. It's a mix of problems and opportunities. Now, here's something really interesting. Self-driving cars could give more people the ability to get around. Whether you're elderly, disabled, or live far from the city, these cars could help you travel safely and independently. This technology could bring people closer together and make the world easier for everyone to navigate. So yeah, that's the future of self-driving cars. They're not only going to change how we get around, but also our schools, our jobs, and even our everyday lives. It sounds exciting, but it's also kinda scary. Still, if we face the challenges together and stay curious, I believe our future can be brighter. The road ahead is ours, let's not be afraid to take it. Hey everyone, I'm just a high school student, but today I want to talk about cryptocurrency in plain words. You see it in headlines and memes, but what is it really? Think of a public notebook that nobody can erase and everyone can check. That notebook is the blockchain, a shared ledger copied on many computers. When a new page gets added, it locks in the pages before it, so if someone tries to change one line, the whole book pushes back. That is why people say it is hard to tamper with. How does a system like this stay honest without a boss? There are two main beats. Proof of work is when machines race to solve puzzles, spending electricity to protect the network. Proof of stake is when people lock up their coins as a promise to behave, help the network and you earn rewards, cheat and you risk losing your stake. The methods are different, but the goal is the same, keep things fair without one central authority. Now, about wallets. A wallet is not a pouch of coins, it is your identity and your keys. You have a public address you can share and a private key you must protect, like your house keys and your diary combined. Lose the key, lose your funds. Share the key, and they may disappear even faster. Keeping your own keys gives you freedom, but it also gives you responsibility. Letting an exchange hold your coins can feel easier, but then you must trust that company to stay secure and solvent. Choose your guardians carefully. So why do people care about all this? 3 words: speed, access, programmability. You can move value across borders without waiting on banking hours. You can write code so money moves automatically when conditions are met, like a ticket that refunds itself if a show is cancelled, or a loan that follows the rules on its own. That is what people mean by smart contracts, money that does things, not just money that sits. There are also stablecoins that try to track a regular currency, which makes digital payments feel familiar. For creators, tokens can carry royalties and access rights directly, so getting paid can become more transparent. But there are real risks, and we need to say them out loud. Prices can jump and crash in minutes. Scams exist, fake giveaways, phishing links, shiny projects with no real plan. Platforms get hacked. Rules and taxes are still changing from country to country. Energy use matters too. Proof of work uses electricity, while proof of stake tries to lower that cost. And privacy is tricky. Transactions are public, addresses are pseudonyms, and once an address is linked to you, the trail can be traced. This space is still young, and the rulebook is being written as we go. So how do we learn without getting wrecked? Start small. Create a wallet the right way. Practice a tiny transfer on a low-fee network. Write down your seed phrase and store it offline. Double-check website addresses. Use two-factor authentication. If someone promises easy, risk-free money, hit pause and ask, what problem does this solve? Who maintains it? How does it last over time? Curiosity is cool, caution is cooler. And this is not investment advice, it is common sense for beginners. Here is my take. Crypto is not a magic cheat code and not a monster either. It is a toolbox. Used well, it could help people send money faster, build new apps, and give creators more control. Used badly, it can waste money, time, and trust. Our generation will help decide which way it goes. If we stay curious and careful, keep our keys safe, and listen for the melody under the noise, we can push this tech toward real benefits. The track is still playing. Let's learn the beat before we dance. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I would like to share my thoughts on the role of AI in education. In recent years, AI has begun to appear in schools. It can help with homework, check our essays, and answer questions instantly. For students like us, this feels very convenient and almost natural. Even if we are studying late at night on our own, AI is there, ready to respond. In that sense, it can be a very supportive partner in learning. But I believe we need to pause and ask, what is the true purpose of education? Is it simply to absorb knowledge as quickly as possible? Or is it to create a space where people think together, argue with each other, and grow through discussion? Personally, I believe the second view is closer to the truth. AI can provide quick answers, but it cannot replace the moments of confusion, conflict, or discovery that happen when we exchange ideas with classmates or when a teacher challenges us with a difficult question. Let me give an example. In class debates, our opinions often clash. Sometimes a friend asks, "Why do you think that way?" and I realize my reasoning is weak. Sometimes I encounter a perspective I never thought about before. These moments are frustrating, but also meaningful. They help me grow. AI may simulate a counterargument, but it cannot fully reproduce the experience of facing another human being who disagrees with me. Another important issue is fairness. What happens if some schools can afford to use AI freely, while others cannot? If economic conditions or regional differences create unequal access, the gap in educational opportunities will only grow larger. Education should be open and fair to all. For that reason, I think we must design AI use in a way that guarantees equal opportunity for every student, not just those in privileged environments. Of course, I am not denying AI entirely. In fact, I see many benefits. With AI, learning can become more efficient. Teachers may be freed from heavy administrative work, giving them more time to connect with students. In foreign language learning, AI can instantly correct pronunciation or translate texts, opening doors to knowledge from around the world. AI can truly expand the possibilities of education. But at the same time, we must take responsibility for asking, how far should we rely on AI? What aspects of education must remain human? If we leave everything to AI just because it is convenient, we risk weakening our own ability to think deeply or to face others in dialogue. Education is not only about efficiency. It is also about forming character, learning empathy, and developing the courage to speak and listen. For this reason, my vision of education is not an AI versus human choice. It is a partnership. We can use AI to widen our learning, to make study more accessible, and to save time. But at the same time, we must protect the essential human elements, teachers inspiring us, classmates challenging us, and real conversations that shape who we are. This is how I believe we should approach AI in education, not as a replacement for people, but as a support that allows the human side of education to shine more brightly. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I would like to talk about something that affects almost all of us: social media. Every day, we scroll through our phones, check posts, and share pictures or videos. Social media feels natural, almost like breathing. It connects us with friends, helps us discover trends, and sometimes even teaches us new things. For our generation, it is not just a tool, it feels like a part of daily life. But I think we need to ask an important question: what is the true impact of social media on us, both positive and negative? On the positive side, social media can connect people across distances. If you have relatives abroad, you can see their updates instantly. If you feel alone, you can find communities that share your interests. Students can learn from videos and tutorials, small businesses can promote their products, and important news can spread faster than ever. During emergencies, social media has even saved lives by spreading warnings quickly. These are real benefits we cannot ignore. However, there is another side. Social media can also create pressure. When we see photos of others living seemingly perfect lives, it is easy to compare and feel inferior. Some people feel they always need to look good, to post something impressive, to collect likes and followers. That pressure can lead to stress, anxiety, and sometimes even depression. The platform that was meant to connect us can, ironically, make us feel isolated. There is also the issue of misinformation. Anyone can post anything, and sometimes false stories spread faster than truth. For young people who are still learning how to judge information, this can be dangerous. It reminds us that social media is not always a mirror of reality, it can be a distorted reflection. Another big concern is privacy. Every click, every post, every photo we upload is recorded. Companies use that data to show us ads or predict our behavior. In some ways, we are not only the users of social media, we are also the product being sold. Should we be comfortable with that? This is something we should think about carefully. So what should we do? I don't believe the answer is to abandon social media completely. It has too many benefits to simply reject. But we can use it with awareness. For example, we can set limits on screen time. We can remind ourselves that people's posts are often highlights, not their full reality. We can be careful before sharing unverified news. And we can check our privacy settings, making sure we control what we want to share. In the end, social media is not inherently good or bad. It is a tool. How it affects us depends on how we use it. If we use it just to compare ourselves or to chase approval, it can harm us. But if we use it to learn, to connect genuinely, and to share ideas responsibly, it can enrich our lives. My opinion is this: we should treat social media as an opportunity, but also as a responsibility. We can enjoy its benefits, but we must also guard our minds, our privacy, and our sense of self. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Today I want to share my thoughts on a topic that is shaping our future: technology and economic inequality. When we hear the word technology, many of us think of convenience. Smartphones, AI tools, robots, and online platforms make life easier and more exciting. They allow us to learn faster, shop instantly, and connect with people everywhere. For our generation, technology feels almost like a natural environment. But we need to ask, does technology make society more equal, or does it make the gap between people bigger? On the positive side, technology can open doors. A student with a tablet and fast internet can access free courses, explore global knowledge, and even learn coding skills. Small businesses can reach customers online, and individuals can share their creativity with the world. In emergencies, technology spreads information quickly and saves lives. These are clear benefits. Yet there is another side. Not everyone has the same access. Some students struggle with old devices or weak connections, while others enjoy the latest equipment. This difference means some young people are prepared for the digital economy, while others are left behind. The gap is not only about speed, it is about opportunity. Automation also raises hard questions. Machines and AI can do jobs faster than humans. For companies, this means efficiency. But for workers, it can mean fewer jobs. People who lose their work may not easily find new opportunities. At the same time, those who design or own the machines become richer. So while society gains productivity, the wealth is not shared fairly. Platforms bring another challenge. Some creators and influencers gain huge audiences, while many others remain invisible. Algorithms decide who gets attention, and they do not treat everyone equally. Is this fair? Or is it another way power concentrates at the top? We should also think about privacy. Every click, every post, every purchase is recorded and turned into data. Companies use it to target ads or predict our choices. But who owns this information? Are we really in control of our digital lives, or are we becoming the product? So, what should we do? I don't believe we should reject technology. It has too many benefits to ignore. But we should use it with awareness and responsibility. Schools should make sure that all students have equal digital access. Companies should be transparent about how algorithms work. Governments should support retraining programs for workers displaced by automation. And each of us should remember that technology is a tool, not a measure of human worth. In the end, technology is not good or bad by itself. It depends on how we, as a society, choose to use it. If we let it deepen inequality, the future will be divided. But if we use it to expand opportunity, it can help us build a fairer and more hopeful world. That is why I believe technology should be treated not just as an innovation, but as a responsibility we share.